Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. And where we last left off, we had to come back to get ourselves a refit, so we've been refitted. We got torpedoes loading up, we've got full fuel, full batteries, we're all set and ready to go to the east coast of England.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Basically heading to the same area we were last episode to hopefully finish off the mission out there. We can go speed 2, we don't need to go speed 3 while we're touring around. So yeah, we're gonna head out here and see if we can't find ourselves a convoy to sink. And that's pretty much it. Really short intro today. I don't have much to talk about. So, yeah, that's that. We'll see you guys when we get there. See you in a bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first contact of the day. Yippee! So, let's go ahead, get our torpedo lock up, and apparently, what I can do, instead of having the number line up, is if I've got this guy in a lock, if I just, and as crazy as this sounds, unlock it, and then shoot, apparently that torpedo is going to have that information locked in. So let's find out if that is actually the case, and it looks like it might be. Which, I mean, completely defeats the purpose of the 1-2-3s, and will theoretically make all of this much, much easier to do. Excuse me for the throat clearing. I mean, this is looking incredibly good. So, yeah. And a new way to shoot torpedoes. And I have a feeling, depending on where you aim with the periscope, is where you're going to be aiming with the
torpedo impact.
Torpedo. So, let's just check the damage. That hole could be much, much bigger. So, then, if we get like that, and take you, yeah, we'll go a little bit deeper, we'll go a little bit quicker, and then we will unlock and close. Well, that's that guy taken care of. We got another target over here. Let's go down just a little bit, full speed. And if we can get it right underneath the command section of that little freighter, I think things will be good. So that's that guy turned in that direction. This guy heading on in that way. I think this might be a successful hunt. Time will tell. And this guy is going to be pulling maneuvers, but I think he should have turned more to starboard than to port. If he did turn at all, that is. Is that one going to hit first? It might. Nope. Definitely that one hit first. Of course it would. It was shot first. Intact. Alrighty. Well, let's check the damage. This guy may be dead with that one shot. He just doesn't know it yet. And you Look like you're dead in the water. You are. Perfect. So we could either leave these guys, or
Blow all ballast.
we could head on up and just hasten their journey to the bottom with the deck gun. So let's get a little bit closer. And I think we will go for that ship. So I've had a few questions about how you target things. Generally, you don't have to tell Dieter to man the deck gun. You can just take a look at your target with your binoculars. I mean, you could probably do it without the binoculars, but the binoculars do make it easier. And then once they go red, you can just hit the old-fashioned spacebar, and your deck gun should start opening up and firing on freighters. There we go. Fire up top, fire down below. And in easy shooting like this, Max shouldn't have any issues. Of course, as I say that, the fine gentleman misses. There we go. Wonderful shot placement. Most of the time. Come on. Was that just a water effect? I think it might have been. For a second I was getting hopeful, and this guy was already going under. He's stopped too. And like I say, with a hole that big on a ship that size, I have a feeling he's pretty dead in the water. Well, I mean, both these guys are dead in the water. In fact, he's done, and now Max has shifted focus automatically onto the tiny little guy. So, well, Max takes care of that. We are very happy. That was added to our kill count, and it was a Steel Viking big modern passenger ship. I don't know how those are still in there. I don't have Steel Viking installed, so maybe that's just a part of Open Horizons? I'm not sure, but still, an 8,000 ton ship. That ain't half bad. That seems like that hole has gotten bigger. No such luck. It doesn't really need to get bigger. And I guess, you know, if we go under and look up, it's definitely not being properly represented when we're staring at the ship from the surface. Anyway, that's both those ships killed. So,
New waypoint. Course 242. Returning to course. New waypoint. Course 280.
let's go find ourselves some new ships to shoot, shall we? And slowly,
2-4, ready.
slowly, the big 8,000 ton ship is meeting its end. I think the other one's probably at the same stage of sinking. Let's go investigate. Pretty much. I mean, she's still floating, but that's okay on this foggy day. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright guys, I will be back when we've got some more targets to shoot. See you in a bit. Alright, so when I was shooting up fishing ships, one of the comments said that I can do it much more efficiently with the machine gun. So let's see if that's true. Are we reloading? Is that really all the machine gun ammunition I have? Didn't think so. Yeah, I guess it's reloading, but it isn't showing me. I'm not really seeing how this is more efficient than the deck gun. Like, I'm really not seeing how this is more efficient than the deck gun. It doesn't even look damaged. Maybe I'm missing with every shot? That is a possibility. But, if I'm gonna be honest, it just looks like the machine gun round is flying through the fishing ship and isn't doing any damage at all. So, I mean, I'm no expert in efficiency. This doesn't seem efficient. It doesn't seem like it's even working. Now again, I could be missing with every shot, but it looks like I've got it lined up. And if we just do a couple of burst shots, yeah, like it's going through the fishing ship. It's not going into the fishing ship. So, I appreciate that it's like cool to shoot things with the machine gun, but that doesn't work. So, thank you. Come on, get up there. Alright, we'll get back to continuing the patrol, and I will see you guys when I got something to sink. See you in a bit. Alright, I stand corrected. It doesn't look like the damage showed, but that ship definitely sunk, and I'm gonna just have to absolutely assume it was with my machine gun fire. So first, let's take a look. That other smaller ship we sunk was just a tiny little merchant ship, and then this guy, 84-ton tiny little fishing boat. So yeah, I stand corrected. You can do it that way. I still prefer the deck gun, because at least then there's explosions and stuff. So yeah, anyway, see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, well, we've got ourselves another ship coming in. You can see a rough little course that I've plotted there. And what we're going to do is wait until she gets just a little bit closer. So the shot is more...
New contact, merchant, moving fast, moving away, bearing 3, long range.
Straight on like this. So what we are going to do is we're going to acquire our lock.
Marked.
We are going to get the speed set to nice and quick. And then we're just going to pick our location. I would think... let's see, where would be a good spot? I prefer going a bit behind. So we'll do that. And see if our torpedo can figure out this course. It's still a bit of a turn. And the angle on that may not be the best. We'll see. Oh no, that's looking just fine.
Torpedo impact.
Just fine. That should slow them down quite a bit. And, yeah. If we wanted to, how are our torpedoes looking? We got a few kicking around extra. So what we will do is just acquire the lock. Maybe put it even a bit deeper.
Depth set to 4 meters.
Nice and quick. And we'll go for somewhere in the front of the ship. Now that should be far enough out that these torpedoes can arm. So, hopefully, we won't get a bounce back.
Torpedo impact.
And I don't think we're going to. I have a feeling that was a successful hit. And a little bit lower down, which is generally good. Although I don't think it necessarily really matters too much, because we're still punching holes basically in the bottom of the ship instead of the top. So, with that taken care of, let's get our periscope down, let's get the ballast blown, and hope this freighter isn't armed. Are we on the surface? We are. Excellent. Hello. We could give this assignment to Max, but I haven't shot the deck gun yet today, so... We got high explosives loaded, so apparently, if we click this twice, my word, we can get nice and close in. Which should allow for much better targeting. Although, at this range, it does seem a bit excessive. No, I just want that. And we don't need to go 8 kilometers away. Come on now, guys. And up. Go a little bit lower. The seas, they're not happy tonight. But we can make the crew of the Endurance quite happy with yet another kill. Come on, up on the top. We want a good view of this. Look at that. Perfecto. So what did we sink? We sunk a Hog Island freighter, 4,000 tons. And we're almost halfway done the mission now. That is good news indeed. So, 2 things. I'm going to clean that up. And I'm going to go see if we can find this freighter. Probably not straight through this, though. Come on.
New waypoint. Course 27. Returning to course.
We
New
will
waypoint.
go
Course
around the sinking
9.
ship.
Half speed ahead.
And see if we can catch that guy. So, there we have it. Another freighter down. On to the next one. It's going to take a while for this guy to jiggle himself down, isn't it?
Tube 2, ready.
And there she goes. Where's the Endurance? Already miles away. But we will see you, Hog Island Freighter. And I'll see you guys when I've got something to kill. See you in a bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we have 3 ships. 2 incoming, 1 outgoing. I'm going for the incoming first, which might not make the most sense, because we know that these guys are headed for land, whereas that guy just out there is headed for the ocean blue. But I think if we can sink these guys quickly enough, then we might be able to get all 3 here. And then after that, it's going to be a back to base. That's going to be pretty much it. But I think we should be able to pull this off. Now the unfortunate thing is, of course, is, you know, we don't have all the torpedoes in the world we can shoot because we are on the surface, which I guess is something I planned. But, you know, I'm okay with it. So, we don't have a lot of deck gun ammunition left, though. We might wind up some armor piercing as well as...
Minimum speed ahead.
Let's just see how good that is. Not far enough. So we'll pump it up to 3. There we go. And I think we've already got some fire and explosions going on that ship. Which is good news for us. Alright, at this range, zooming in a bit more would not be a bad thing. Actually, zooming in a bit more is a great thing, because we can actually get a better understanding of where our shots are landing on the ship. So this view may not be as useful if you're 400 meters away, but if you're 3 kilometers away, this view is great. Yes. Just dropping those shots on the deck of the ship. Causing mayhem, consternation, and all kinds of excitement. And... oh, come on. You definitely notice the waves a bit more when you're zoomed in. Which shouldn't be a surprise. That makes tons of sense. I do want to go over and check the damage on this thing, though, because really, my gut is telling me this guy has got to be close to dying. Just with all the smoke and fire going on. Although, the propellers are still running pretty freaking powerfully. And I'd like to start getting some shots in on the ship behind it. Which I'm going to do now. Was not a very good shot. Range-wise, we could push it out a bit more, and... just caught that ship. Come on. There we go. Fire's a good sign. Maybe drop it a bit. I should have looked exactly where that shot was going. Yes. Yeah, come on, give me a broadside. That'll be easier to hit you. Much easier. Come on, little ship. And maybe just a little bit further out. Oh, come on. No, come on. Where are you landing? On the ship. Okay, good. So it was just poor shot choice. That didn't hit. Alright, let's go over and survey the damage. Because if this guy's engines have stopped, then they most certainly haven't. Alright, I was going to say, if these guys' engines have stopped, I'm going to go for the third ship. But they haven't stopped. Oh, geez, that is not a good shot. No, there was that one. That was good, though. There we go. Nope. A little bit further in range. Come on. Just die. That should be a fairly fatal hit there. Yep, that's a fatal hit. So that's those two down. See you later. Auf Wiedersehen. Now, we've got one last guy to catch. So let's do our best to try to catch him. Head on up to speed 3. Because I don't think that guy's going to be going that quickly. He is, after all, just a freighter. Let's check the kill log. That was the Hog Island that we sunk. Good. We also got ourselves a Ranger medium tanker and a Euclid. So we got about another 4,000 or 5,000 tons out of those two ships. This is going to take a very long time to get all the freighters I need. Okay, we got an incoming airplane. 2 of them, but they're just a fighter patrol. They are not going to be any concern to the Endurance whatsoever.
Aircraft spotted.
That's fine.
330.
Okay. Still a fair ways out there. I don't necessarily want to be going to the deck gun just yet. Yeah, they're just coming back around.
60.
Well, that's looking a bit better, isn't it? We can try to get a couple shots off here. I am going to switch over to the armor piercing. Just to get the ranging done, so we don't waste too much in the way of high explosive shots. It was much too high. Oh, there we go. Sliced right through it with an armor piercing shell. Got the fire started with a high explosive shell. That was a poor shot. We can probably do to cut the speed just a little bit. The amount of spray in my face is annoying. Do I want to drop it? I don't know. Let's raise it up a bit, but go for the front. Clear over, huh? Okay. There we go. Well, I seem to have made the spray situation worse. That's just got to be the conditions of the sea, right? just can't get these high explosive shells to land where I want them. But I mean, we might as well just use up the rest of them on this freighter and then finish this guy off with armor piercing. Just along the waterline, just punch holes in them. Unless these last 6 shots can get some kills. Oh, look at that. It's a dead ship. Lovely. Yes, lots of fire, lots of smoke. Lots of fancy fire reflections. And that's another ship added to the kill list. Up we get. Alright, let's get rid of you. And check that. Yeah, we're over halfway done now. What was it that we sunk? We sunk another small passenger ship. Now, what to do, what to do. It's been a very successful day. We'll see if we can intercept those guys at some point. And if not, I think what we'll wind up doing is actually heading back to, or heading to, Wilhelmshaven for a little R&R for the crew. We've been working pretty hard since September, so we've been at sea really for about a month, and it might not be a bad idea to get the crew a little bit of a break. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a bit. Sometimes you just get lucky. It looks like we were able to intercept that convoy that was coming in, and we can get the old periscope up high enough. As you can see by all the shapes on the horizon, it's an actual convoy. So, what does this mean for the Endurance? Well, whoops. We only have 5 torpedoes. We have hardly any high explosive shells left. And, then it's just armor piercing, right? So, we want to try and pick for ourselves the biggest targets in this convoy. So, I think that guy there will be a pretty good one. We'll bring this up to 3. 3's a nice safe bet.
3 meters.
So we will aim kind of for the rear section of that ship. We'll take you. We'll go up to a full fast speed. We'll put you at 3.
Set to 3 meters.
And again, kind of in the rear. We'll take you. Tube 4. Get it going.
Torpedo depth. Set
Depth
to 2
of
meters.
3. And
2, 3
there.
meters.
And then what else have we got? We got some ships off in the distance. Maybe this guy here. He's giving us a nice profile shot. Here we go. Well, this may be one of my most successful convoy hunts ever. We're about to find out. Well, maybe not, because we only have 5 torpedoes.
Impact. Torpedo impact.
Nice timing on those 2. How are the other ones doing?
Torpedo impact.
There we go, in the front section, unfortunately, but still, that's a hit. And there should be one more coming in somewhere. Oh, come on. That's some bullshit.
Torpedo missed, sir.
Alright. Well, boo. We are reloading one. And let's just take a look. It looks like the convoy is taking a turn. But it looks like some of these ships may not be able to take the turn with them. So let's investigate the damaged ones. That guy, he's not moving. This guy's moving. Slowly. That guy's still moving. Very slowly. And there should be one more. Shouldn't there? No, there's only 3. Yeah. So, some of these ships are still mobile, which is not good. But I think what we can do
New waypoint. Course.
is just reposition ourselves. Get the periscope back up and see how the fleet's moved around. So that guy is ready to just be made.
We have a task force inside. Bearing 2-4.
Tracking new
There.
target. Torpedo
Full
depth,
speed.
set to 2 meters.
And
Firing tube
close. See if we can add that guy to the torpedo
All
hits
stop.
anyway. Because he looks like a big ship. We may get... Oh no, I guess not with the periscope down. Which we could leave up, really. They know... They know we're here.
Torpedo impact.
Boom. Right where I wanted it to. I'm hoping that's a disabling shot. On something that big, I wouldn't mind that at all. Let's see. So we got those 2 guys there, which have stopped. That guy's still turning the propellers anyway, but the list is real. And this guy's just dead in the water. Okay. Well then, what we're gonna do, just in case any of these freighters are
Task force
armed,
sighted. Bearing
we're gonna let some of them
2-7.
work their way around. We're gonna get on deck. Whoops. And finish off this guy that's right next to us. Doesn't sound like any sort of return fire yet, which is good news. Alright, yeah, we got the 2 high explosive rounds. We will swap over to the armor piercing, and let's take a look at the ranging on this. She feels close. I'm zoomed in more than I'm used to being zoomed in, though. So we'll push it out just a little bit further. And let's see, is this going to land on the deck? Yes, it will. Let's use up those last 2 high explosive shots. One there. And one there. I probably shouldn't have dropped that. We got one. Nope. All spent. Okay. So now, sinking a ship with armor piercing, you want to get it right along the waterline, so you can punch holes through the relatively weakened, or relatively weak freighter hull, and cause holes to open up so the water can go through, is basically the idea here. Although really at this stage, I'm willing to bet this guy is just a dead ship. So we'll punch a few more holes through. I mean, you can't argue when you get an explosion like that. I have no idea where that shell went. There we go. It's a dead ship. Really wish I didn't have to scroll all the way to the bottom for this. A 7,000-ton future model Liberty cargo ship,
Course 295.
which does not
Returning
exist
off
yet,
course.
ahead.
but is still worth killing. So let's get on up on deck. And, oh, come on, thank you. Let's see what that did for the old kill total. If we can pick off enough of these stragglers from the convoy here, we might just be able to complete the mission today. Which could mean this is going to turn into a slightly longer episode than I would prefer. So I hope you guys are okay with that. If you're not, I know you'll let me know in the comments. So that's just fine. Alright. So we got 4 more here that are straggling. So let's
We have a
start.
task force inside. Bearing 2
Oh, believe me, I know. Getting nice and close. Now, if I just get into the cheaty view here, I'm going to suggest that this guy's already dead. And in fact, the game has now agreed with me. So that's 1. None of these guys here are injured. But we got those 2 smokers up there. Now, this guy is probably going to die as well. As will this guy. He's not listing as hard, but the deck is almost underwater. Well, almost getting covered underwater, so that is fine. Let's get up a bit more like that, get a bit more aggressive on our angle, and actually we should take a look at that ship that we sunk. It is, or was, another Liberty cargo ship. So we've got to be getting very close to completing this mission. That's going to be our next target right there. So, let's get zoomed in. I'm going to say 2.5 kilometers. I mean, that was an amazing, incredible guess. Of course, with the armor piercing, we want it to really go along the hull. So that's the real trick, is to get these in the right range. And come to think of it, I don't even think this ship is on fire. I think this ship is doing just fine. It's the ship behind it that's on fire. But that's okay. We can make this ship, and now this ship is on fire too, so a couple of armor-piercing shells to the command structure, well, it might not be waterline shots, are going to go a long way. Because, I mean, really, if we could just take the command and control section of the ship completely away, even if it can stay afloat,
Bearing 9.
you know, where's it gonna go? Nowhere. 'Cause you can't control it, right? Right. And I would love for you to just start sinking. I keep getting paranoid. I see this ship turning in. And I'm worried that it's a ship that's behind that's going to turn in and ram us. Convoy hunting has made me nervous, man. The Adventures of Wolfram. Whew. Taught me a lesson. How many more shells do we need to put in you? Yeah, it doesn't feel like those waterline shots. Oh, there we go. We've effectively killed him. So now we want to intercept that guy that's on fire. I don't want to deal
Course 20.
with getting sunk by sinking ships. So I'm not going to deal with getting sunk by sinking ships. There's another Liberty cargo vessel. Sure are a lot of them. Oh, that guy's definitely under. This guy will be soon. You can see those last few armor-piercing shots in the hull there, doing their work, punching through. This guy's not on fire either. The ship that I thought this ship was is actually, it looks like, this ship way out here, which really, these are the ones that we should be concentrating on. The ones that won't take much work to sink. So, with that in mind, instead of this crazy course,
All stop.
We're approaching our final waypoint. Would you like to plot
we're going to
a
go
new
for that crazy
Captain?
course. How's our fuel
Maybe
looking?
a search pattern, new waypoint.
Our
Course
fuel is looking
3,
just
5,
fine. Let's kick this
0.
up to
New
speed 4.
waypoint. Course
Really
0.
hunt these
Full
guys
speed
down.
We have a task force.
If
Bearing 2,
we
3.
can. I can't imagine ships that are on fire are traveling all that quickly. Right? So those guys up there with a hole in them. Okay, well, there we go. He's just going to sink himself. That was another... Come on. Come on. A North Sands type freighter. Roughly the same tonnage. We just need one more ship, guys. And I say we go for the one that's on fire. Oh, you want to play? You want to play? We'll play. Alright. We had no interest in those two ships. Let's turn this down to speed
Slow
2.
speed ahead.
That's the only one I've got an interest in right there. We will go 2 kilometers. How's that looking? A little bit more than 2 kilometers. Get ourselves zoomed in. There we go. Minimap. Let's focus on what I'm shooting at and not what I was shooting at. Kaboom. Drop it to just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit more. Maybe I should be going for the waterline shots here. She's already taken water on that side. So the more holes we open up, theoretically, the quicker she'll go under. That was much too high. Much too high. We are getting in close. Unfortunately, we have no torpedoes for Los. I don't even know where that shot went, but it looks like it was released much higher than a normal shell coming off the ship. Well, in this situation, what we can do is, I was going to say we could have Max take care of this. Doesn't look like those... Oh no, we got a couple of armor-piercing shell holes there. Not what I wanted. Give me the gun. Oh. She's dead. She's dead. And that was another North Sands type freighter. Large. And that completes the mission. British Coastal Waters is done. That's the third mission we've completed. Up next, Northwestern Approaches. And that's going to have to be for another time, though. So let's get our butts out of here and in over to Wilhelmshaven for a rebase.
Course 216.
And a resupply.
Half speed
Get
ahead.
ourselves going. See you later, Royal Navy. We've got all we need from you today. We're headed home. Alright guys, I'll see you when we get back to port. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so as usual, we can't do anything in port. We will have to save and reload, so we will take care of the rebase and the upgrades and crew and all that other stuff at the beginning of the next episode. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. 141,000 total tons sunk. I'm liking it. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.